morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day, and I'm wearing a Manchester United shirt. And that is Bibby. He's also wearing a Manchester United shirt. That's a new one. We've never said that before, have we? Welcome. It's Friday, the end of a week, and the final scoop of the week. We together are Ice Cream, and this is The Scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of games and beyond. We bring you our thoughts and impressions on the biggest and breaking news stories, and there are some big ones today, and we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. We do this live at 10 a.m.-ish each and every single weekday, which is why the world, and when I say the world, I mean we, have united to say this is the UK's #1 video games podcast. But, you know, we say it, you say it, the world says it. It's all the same. It's fine. Anyway, if you are in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. It's important that you do, because if you join in, you get involved not only in the live stream. We are live right now on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, but we also upload this to youtube.com/Ice Cream Uploads as an on-demand video, and then we turn it into an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So get involved in the chat, even if it's just to use our exclusive emote that says
hello.
There we go. He wasn't ready for that, but he got it straight away. GG.
I was looking at the chat. Has anyone put that? No, okay, no, just throw him in the spot.
Anyway, babe, in your Hyde/Manchester United shirt, how are you getting on this morning? What have you been up
to? I got up late for a start. Stayed up till stupid o'clock watching wrestling documentaries. So yeah, I mean, I was on a title charge with Wolves. And when I say title charge, I meant getting into Europe on Football Manager while watching said WWE documentaries. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired this morning. What about yourself?
I jumped back into the world of PUBG. True Red TV 2. Hey, what's your channel about? It's about video games. We are live with a video game talk show right now. So right now we're going to run through the biggest news stories in the world of video games. But we also do a number of gameplay. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? Shows. It's not. We don't have themed shows, but after this we will be going live with some gameplay. We've got Pro Evolution Soccer content, Valorant content, PUBG content, ESO content, pretty much all the video games that we want to play. So that's the gist of it. Streets of Rage 4, y'all had a look no, but we did speak about it yesterday.
No, I've got it downloaded on my Xbox via Games Pass. I've not played it yet though.
Streets of Rage 2 on my iPhone. That's what I was talking about the other day. Do you know what? I'm going to see if it's still there. Just because I keep talking about it and I don't actually know it should be. There we go. Streets of Rage 2. Come on, give me that. Sega! Yeah! Ferno! How you doing, Lewis? You alright? Yes, last night I was back on the PUBG grind again. I completely missed the fact that Season 7 had started on consoles on Tuesday, so I jumped on it yesterday for the first time. I'm 20%.
Didn't we cover it on Tuesday as well?
It was last week, but it's usually 2 weeks before it hits the console. And I know they were saying that they're trying to speed up that gap from announcement for PC and hitting the console. But yeah, it was like it just completely passed me by. But yes, there we go. PUBG started. I'm 20 odd levels into my 100 level season pass, which sounds like a flew through, but you get like to hook you in. You often win like 5 levels on the next season pass in this season pass to give you more incentive to buy the next season pass kind of thing. So I only went over like 3 levels. Spent most of my time dying because me and the people I was playing with were jumping on the train on weekend. They've added new trains that kind of go around the map, or there's one train that goes all the way around in a circle, and there's like a few different ones that just go backwards and forwards. And we kept it was like, imagine a dense northern person going into London Underground and jumping on a tube because it's the blue line, and then realising they go in the complete opposite direction. That was us into the blue. You'll jump on this train and see where we go. Oh fuck! And we have to wait till you get to the end and then come back again. So yeah, it wasn't the most eventful sightseeing exercise, but it was nice to get back on PUBG. Yeah, not bad, mate. Yeah, not too bad, laugh. I've got downloaded the 2 on Xbox, not played it yet. Graphics are fantastic. Streets.
Yeah, I probably will end up. I mean, there wasn't historically the longest games in the world, was there? But I imagine that they might be a little bit longer now. They're on consoles like the Xbox and PlayStation, so hopefully, well, I will probably get it done this weekend. To be fair, because I reckon it's got about 6 or 7 hours in it. In fact, how long to beat Streets of Rage 4? Let's have a look. I can't imagine it being long.
Well, don't hide from the fact that I'm a dense north. No, I'll say that because I've actually done that. I've been to London. We did an event at EGX when it was in the centre of London at Earl's Court, and me and the rest of the team that were at the event saw the tube, jumped on it, and just went the wrong direction. So we had to like figure out how to get back. But this was after EGX as well, so it was after day 1 or 2 or whatever. We were trying to get from EGX to our hotel, and we jumped on the tube, which you kind of the reason it was so shit is because imagine a football match where everyone just leaves the football stadium. That's what EGX is like at the end. Everyone leaves, so you finally jump on this tube and you're like, yes, got on, and it sets off and it's like bend around. You're like, fuck, so you have to jump off next stop and get back on, but then fight the crowds again to get back on. So yeah, it wasn't clever. Anyway, Streets of Rage, how long to beat?
Leisurely, just under 4 hours.
See,
that's including main and extras. All styles 3 hours. Main story, if you just play the story, 2.5.
See, that's my kind of thing. That's a proper flight game. They need to get that on iOS as well. Morning, guys. Morning, Chucky. How you doing?
Morning, pal.
For anyone not in the know, feel free to give Chucky a follow because he's like PES editing guru. He's been helping us with
some might say.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's been helping us with our modded Master League series, which will be hitting soon. Actually, in that case, speaking of modded Master League series, you might want to be watching the channels, the social channels a bit later on today. You may see some teasers and things starting to go out. Wink, wink, wink. Where in the north are you from? As you can tell from Bibby's red shirt, we are Manchester. Out with Bib.
I am from Manchester
United, yes.
Manchester City. However, this is the Hyde United top, my local football team.
Also, why PES over FIFA? Old school. Played PES back when it was the game to play, and we work with it now, so there's that too. So yeah, that's not only that, for the Modern Master League that we're going to be doing, it requires editing, which you can't get to. You can't do in the. You can't do as in depth as we want to do. Yeah, exactly. I'm from Sheffield but live in the US. So I'm from Huddersfield originally, so not too far from Sheffield. PES 4 still my fave. See, I'm PES 5. PES 5 for me. Bib's PES 2. Yeah, it's PES 2. I better just let's bring on
the golden age.
Split screen. Yeah, so that's why PES back in the day was the one to play. Arguably up until 6. Hey, thank you for the follow as well. Very much appreciated.
Appreciate it, mate.
So yeah, up until about 6ish, that's when it was the world beater. The gameplay is still really good now. Just if you want the glitz and the glamour of the menus and ultimate TV things, then FIFA's obviously a good way to go for that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't tend to play much of the online stuff. It's more about the core gameplay and then offline bits. But anyway, let's stop being distracted and we'll jump into the news because that's what people tune in for. And like I said, we have some tasty news stories today. It's actually a pretty tasty time in video games. For the last couple of weeks, maybe close to month and a half, probably influenced by COVID, a lot of the game content has kind of been same. It's about, is The Last of Us going to happen? Is The Last of Us not going to happen? But whatever, same sort of story. Things have been delayed, things have been postponed. We've had a few launches, jobs couldn't. But before that, we were on the console hype train. I mean, we were having discussions of controllers, and we were having tech deep dives with Mark Cherney, and we were seeing the Xbox Series X revealed for the first time, but then it's kind of slowed down a little bit. Yeah, the controller was within the last 4 weeks or so, but we haven't had much. Xbox did announce, though, through the likes of Phil Spencer, that they will be having, in their next release, a lot of news on video games. It's nice knowing what the console looks like. It's nice to know that it's got a green glow on the top of it. But what is what you're going to play? That's what it's going to be about. And Phil Spencer confirmed that they will be having more news about video games within their next announcement, which has been confirmed. So I'll bring that on screen for you now. Written by Andy Robinson for VGC. Xbox confirms Series X reveal event for May the 7th. Just 6 days away. First next-gen gameplay to debut in digital show. Microsoft has announced an Xbox Series X gameplay reveal event for Thursday, May the 7th at 8 AM PT and 11 a.m. ET or 4 p.m. UK time. A special Inside Xbox episode will show the first next-gen gameplay from Xbox's global development partners, it said on Thursday. Ubisoft subsequently confirmed it's set to debut the first Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay at the event, while an Amazon listing for the newly announced title it suggests will support Microsoft's upcoming smart delivery scheme, which lets players buy a game once and play it across multiple generations.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. I'll have to come back and read that again because I didn't quite digest it, but let me come back. I'll keep going. Microsoft will use smart delivery for all exclusive Xbox Game Studio titles, and has said it's available for all developers and publishers if they want to use it. Cyberpunk 2077, which is also the subject of various Xbox One product promotions, was the first confirmed third-party game to support smart delivery, and an appearance for the RPG at next week's event wouldn't come as a surprise. Xbox Game Studio boss Matt Booty said in November 2019 that the company has more unannounced games than we know what to do with, but a new tweet from Aaron Greenberg, general manager of Xbox Games Marketing, suggests it's unlikely we'll see much in the way of first-party titles on show at next week's event. So pumped to see our partners showing us a first look at Xbox Series X gameplay next week, he said on Thursday. Also know the Xbox Game Studios teams are hard at work on some big summer plans. More details soon. Unannounced Xbox Game Studio titles potentially in line to be revealed over the summer include a new entry in the RPG series Fable, which is understood to be in development at Playground Games, and the debut project from The Initiative. California-based The Initiative is reportedly making a game with weapons, gadgets, and a camera surveillance system built using Unreal Engine 4, and Xbox boss Phil Spencer has previously suggested that the studio could be working on a legacy IP, long speculated to be Rare's spy shooter Perfect Dark. Prior to today's official announcement, May's Xbox Series X event had been reported on by various media outlets, with one suggesting Microsoft could use it to reveal the long-rumoured Series S console. Xbox head Spencer has said the platform holder will continue to be bold and different with its Series X reveals in the run-up to console launch, and he took the unconventional decision to reveal the next-gen Xbox console at the Game Awards in December instead of at a bespoke media event or trade show. Since then, Microsoft has delivered regular news and media on its Xbox Series X plans as it prepares to attempt to wrestle back market share from PlayStation. The Xbox Series X logo was revealed in a trademark listing this month, it's actually last month now, and the console is scheduled to launch during the 2020 holiday season. Bib, thoughts?
Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be the start of the new console generation being rolled out. It said in the article that we saw it at the Video Game Awards back in December. Yes, we did. We got to see the console. We haven't got to see anything else from it, barring what it actually looks like. So getting to see what is in store for the console now is this is where the red carpet gets rolled out now. I think this is where the whole ecosystem awards year starts. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Really, I mean, as a PlayStation 4 player, I want to see what the competition are doing. Not to say that I am an PlayStation fanboy. We've been over this many times on this podcast. We do preferably play our games on the PlayStation. I do. Obviously, I've got the Office Xbox downstairs. I do use that for playing games, past games. But as it stands, this is, I think now PlayStation will be looking over and saying, right, okay, they're going to be doing their stuff now. We need to start getting our plan rolling out. I mean, this is next Thursday, so it's less than a week away at this point.
Yeah, exciting. I'm glad you worked that out as well, because in my head I said 6 days. That's Saturday. Clearly not. Yes, quick math screen. Xbox putting this out doesn't surprise me, because Xbox have been thick and fast with their content. It was quite interesting. Like, I mean, I use this word over and over again. It's interesting because it is. It's interesting because that's when I use the word interesting talking about this. What I mean is, I don't understand each side's plans. Not that either of them are bad. I just don't understand in terms of it's nice to see how they evolve over time. Xbox have gone early. They went on someone else's time. They didn't do an Xbox reveal event. They went on the Game Awards. They've started last year and they've continued this year. They're going to be marketing their product for an entire year before we get there. They went out quick with a look at the console, some information on the hardware in terms of like the SSD drives and so on. They went out first with views of their controllers. They were the first ones to confirm that they had a game for the next gen, which is Halo. And then, because they went first, they're the first that can confirm that they have Cyberpunk. They're the first that they can confirm that they have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Only because these games are out and they want people to be hyped to let them know that they're coming. You imagine Ubisoft are sat there. I mean, maybe they wanted to be kind of like in bed with Microsoft. Maybe they didn't. But the kind of hand is forced to be in bed with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Watch the first exclusive gameplay in Microsoft's conference, because we know we don't know anything about the PlayStation 5. It has to be the Xbox conference. So Microsoft going first it's a smart move because they're getting that brand recognition. You want to play Assassin's Creed? It's on Xbox World Premiere. You want to play Halo? Obviously, it's going to be Xbox. You want to play Cyberpunk? You want to see it? It's on Xbox. And these things might have some additional benefits to being on PlayStation that could be announced later on. But the fact is, right now, they are Xbox games. I mean, they're not. They will be on multiple formats. But you look at the Assassin's Creed Valhalla artwork that came out yesterday at the end of the trailer. Right at the bottom of the screen, it says Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and PC. Doesn't say anything about PlayStation because it can't. Someone confirmed that. I mean, I'm fairly sure it didn't say PlayStation. I may have missed it, but I mean, I saw the Xbox stuff and it just kind of like, yeah, well, that's pretty good. I mean, Sony clearly, and that's what I'm saying, interesting, because I don't. It's not that I don't understand. I don't know what their plans are, and that's what intrigues me. Because the fact that they haven't announced yet, is that because they have an ace in the hole? They're just gonna go like, dick on the table, there you go, feast on that. Or are they going, oh shit, the consoles are delayed because of we didn't get it already, or the build up, or COVID's interrupted stuff, so we don't want to announce yet because we're not sure if we can. I mean, is it a panic? Is it look, we've got the generation, we've got the install base, we don't need to rush. We'll just hold, and wait until Xbox have made their charge. It's like one of those things that you see in a film. Is it like the line of soldiers stood there going, hold, and they're going, no, and then spikes come out the floor and things come out, and then another army comes behind them. Is that what PlayStation are doing?
I don't think so. I think they're just knowing full well that they have the market, the market share. They have 109 million consoles in people's houses at the moment. The PlayStation 4. So they know full well that they are automatically in people's minds because they would have made a lot of fans of this, a lot of fans in this generation. So I think they will just be waiting for the stars to align on their side. I think at the moment, this is such a shit thing to say, but it seems like it feels a bit lazy because we've seen the controller. Do you know what I mean? We've seen the controller. That is it. There's been rumored specs knocking about. I don't think there's anything been absolute concrete from the PlayStation side of things yet. I do, correct me if I'm wrong with that. But we've not seen what the console looks like. We've seen many mock-ups by Games Digital, or Let's Go Digital, whatever they're called. So I think they'll be having one eye on the competition next Thursday. It wouldn't surprise me if they had their own press conference maybe a week later, and we'll see where we go from this. This is the start of it now. The hype train for both consoles and video games in general. This is where we start to get on board. I think we've waited long enough. We was originally waiting for E3, which we usually would be building up to at this point. That isn't gonna happen at this point. So yeah, this is where the hype train sets off from the train station.
Choo-choo. Good morning, Madge. I do wish their console names were easier on the tongue. Would be curious to see more about it. Can't afford both or space to put them sadly. See, that's the thing. Space to put them sadly, isn't it? Not sadly. That's the thing. A lot of people kind of are in that situation. Some people obviously can go out and just splash and get both of them day one, pow pow pow. But most people, £500 is a big investment. So choosing. A lot of people by the end of the generation will have both of them, but you have to choose which one is your priority, which one you're going to get first. So I mean, a lot of people won't have either because they don't see the sense in having to, maybe they are fanboys, or maybe they just physically don't have a box in their storage unit to put another box. So like, yes, all right, and I can fit a PlayStation and an Xbox now. However, because looking at the shape of the Xbox Series X, that's going to feck up my game plans if I try to put an Xbox and a PlayStation in going forward. So yeah, okay, I need to get a new cabinet. I never thought of that. Cheers, Madge, creating problems. God. But yeah, I know I agree. Xbox One Series X, Xbox One Series S, that on its own, like the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X, not Xbox One Series X, that on its own doesn't kind of cause too many issues. So if you can go, I want an Xbox. Do you want the S or the X? It's pretty simple, S or X. I mean, it's not really simple because what does S stand for? Super. So is that better? No, the X is better. Okay, why is the X better? Just because it's the same letter as Xbox. Oh, okay. That doesn't make sense. But just choosing between an S or an X isn't too bad. But the issue is the inclusion of the word Series S and Series X, because they've already used one X and S as modifiers on the previous generation, which was exactly the same. But rather than having Series, they had the word One. So Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, it's very, very, very similar. And not only that, the Xbox One coming as their third console is also kind of like. So yeah, the naming stuff is and will be a shit show. And honestly, I do see that being an issue for Microsoft. There's been all sorts of consumer research into if something is confusing for a parent, and I'm saying that generalizingly, as in like a parent, from my experience, parents buying consoles for me didn't make the best choices. I asked for a SNES one year and got a Master System, a NES. That was it. I asked for a Mega Drive and got a NES. That's what I asked for the next gen of Sega and I got the last gen of Nintendo because my dad didn't know the difference. So that's two very different consoles asking for two very, very similar ones. I do see people buying the wrong things, or I could see people just going, do you know, actually I'll just get a PS5 because I know that one's right. So yeah, but yeah, boy, third party's announced next week, then July E3 event. Good morning, Jordan.
Morning, mate.
Yeah, I mean, when was it? We spoke, was it yesterday, about the potential for a PlayStation event? Asim gave us the link, which we covered at the end of the show. Was that, it's like 5-6 weeks away? Were they talking June for that?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was only a leak, it wasn't confirmed. But if that is the case, let's say Xbox are planning to have their reveal event, which will include the likes of Valhalla and Cyberpunk within it, on May the 7th. We know that's happening. Do Sony now go, okay, well, we have first week in June planned in. Shall we jump forward a couple of weeks? Maybe 3 weeks? So we just like a week and a half, 2 weeks after? So yeah, I think that's the different, not the difference, a conversation that Sony are potentially having now. I mean, where we're just doing that, assuming that date was locked in. Obviously, just a leak. We've had Sony leaks since February saying there's going to be an event, and nothing happens. So yeah, I do think you're right though, baby. Like it's weird that Xbox have been out there pumping stuff, but Sony haven't, and they've remained quiet. And the furthest they've got is to give a ridiculously in-depth. So they've gone from giving you no information to giving you all the information in the world about their chipsets that nobody wants to know about or could possibly understand. It's bizarre that they've gone either nothing or everything. Okay, we can't tell you anything about it, but here's our controller and how it works and what it looks like, but we can't tell. It's like, what? We're going like 0 to 60 and then back again, over and over again.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to wait until next Thursday to see what actually gets released, because I think we've talked about stuff like this from both sides of the camp, saying, "Oh, they're having a mini conference, shall we say," and then ultimately nothing really gets released that we don't already know. So, yeah, this is gearing up now. Next Thursday, put it in your calendars. We'll most certainly be talking about it next Friday on this episode, on that episode of the Scoop at 10 a.m. So, ooh, this is it, boys. This is it.
Yeah, we can finally start to get excited about video games consoles again. 4chan leak is seemingly more and more true, says Enix. Fatman Dave says, but at least 90s wrestling fans can walk into the shop and ask for the X-Pack. Yeah. and non-90s wrestling fans are like, what? Anyway, and it says, only thing I've heard from friends is that the console has been redesigned for the heatsink since they are boosting. That's where the 10.3 comes from compared to the 9.2 in the console. Context? Which console? I don't know what you mean. It's third-party games, no first-party games now. It's still July. Yeah, exactly. That's what we went over in the article. Oh, one thing I did want to jump back to in the article, though, is Ubisoft subsequently confirmed it's set to debut the first Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay at the event, while an Amazon listing for the newly announced title suggests it will support. There we go. Okay, yeah. I've figured out what we're talking about. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is on smart delivery. That's essentially what it's saying. So we already know that Cyberpunk 2077 is the first game to be announced for Microsoft's smart delivery service. That's basically you buy it on the PS4, not PS4, Xbox One. There we go, and you get the free digital upgrade or the free full game upgrade because it's a separate console to play it on the Series X. So we know that happens with Cyberpunk, and that's what that was, an Amazon listing. So basically, Amazon kind of jumped the gun and said that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be on the smart delivery scheme too. So if you buy it on the Xbox One X, you will get the Series X version for free, no extra cost.
Yeah. Was that for Cyberpunk? That was that.
It was, yeah. So initially Cyberpunk. So that's.
Sorry, I went to go and put my jumper on, so I missed a little bit of that.
Yeah. So. Cyberpunk was the first one to announce that they will use smart delivery, but an Amazon listing for Assassin's Creed Valhalla suggests it's going to be on Microsoft's smart delivery scheme too. It's not been confirmed. It was just an Amazon leak, which means it's pretty much confirmed. But yeah, so there we go. I mean, that stuff is amazing. I mean, having Cyberpunk, having Assassin's Creed Valhalla, being able to see them being played, know that they're coming to a console. Definitively, they are on that console, and if you buy it as soon as it comes out on your current console and then get it on the next one, you don't have to pay anymore. You'll keep it. That is such a big bit of news when there's nothing out there for PlayStation at this point in time. As Bibby says, he plays on PlayStation primarily. I have both an Xbox and a PlayStation. Play on my PlayStation primarily, and I would probably jump to PS4 primarily because that's the ecosystem that my friend base is in. I'm not a fanboy either way. I play. It's all about the games. I played PUBG on my Xbox because it wasn't on the PlayStation. When it came to PlayStation, I had a user base that I can play with. I'd jump to PlayStation, play it there. It's more about the games than the consoles for me. But that's the thing. The games at this point in time, forget your console allegiances. Right now, Microsoft is the only one that can say, okay, yeah, that one's on my console, and you can buy it now, and you can play it later as well. It's fine. Smart delivery, which is huge. Getting there first is that. So, like I said, PlayStation are either panicking and they're trying to get things ready, or they're sat there going, nah.
Yeah.
Just you wait to see what I've got here. Just you wait. The biggest question though is how many teraflops will the PS5 have? I've heard that they're almost at 2. They've got the new shiny ones as well, and they've extra polishing so that they shine really good. That's me saying I don't know. I did know. I watched the Mark Cherney tech deep dive, but like I say, I understood it, but did I retain any of it? Nah, not really. The whole thing about the PS5 not having loading screens is sick. Yeah, SSDs, and that's the thing. I mean, that's where the PS5 is good. The PS5 has a really good SSD. It has a better SSD, effectively, except that the Xbox has just so much more power. So it'd be interesting to see how that trade-off works. Will Xbox's power counteract the SSD, or will the SSD overwhelm it? Yeah, will the power be useless if there isn't an SSD? I mean, obviously, power doesn't mean anything. We've seen it with this generation as well. But on paper, the Xbox is the better console once again. But that didn't mean anything for the last gen. Anyway. Enix says it will have loading screens in third party mainly. First party probably won't. I mean, that's a very big generalisation. But yeah, I mean, it's more likely that you'll have a better fitting game to the hardware made by first party. That's just a general statistic. But saying it will definitely have loading screens, I don't think you can say that. VRS SSD system is close to PS5 system. Will be interesting to see. For those of you that don't know, Enix in the chat is an Xbox fanboy, which is why everything he's saying is very, very pro Xbox. Good morning, Asim.
Hello.
There we go. The optimization needed depends on the developer. Look at my link above. Let's have a look.
He's saying Sony is a shit company because he's saying it with his chest and all the emotion behind it because he used to work for them. See, I don't work for Sony. I just enjoy their products. Very much like I had an iPhone. I didn't like the iPhone. I got a new phone, and now I enjoy my Android phones. It is what it is, isn't it? You either like it or you don't, depending on your emotional relationship with the products or your employers. So that aside, it almost certainly fits into the Xbox fanboy isms.
Yeah, I'm not. I think that's a very. It's giving an opinion based on an emotionally charged reference is kind of it weakens any opinion. I mean, the only thing I could say in terms of Microsoft, how do you know Microsoft isn't a shit company? Have you worked there directly yourself, or are you going off what other people have said? Because the only thing I've seen from Microsoft perspective is that's in my realm anyway, is that the Mixer team are very demoralised, overworked, and not well resourced. So is Microsoft a shit company? I don't know. So yeah, just take everything with a pinch. But anyway, Jordan's link, which actually looks pretty decent in terms of it is a leak, but 4chan rumour on upcoming Xbox events and new game reveals. This is on NeoGAF. It says there will be 2 next generation Xbox digital events in the next 2 months. The one in May will be pretty much like a proper console reveal event, but it'll have selected showcase game announcements and demos as well. The one in June will be their replacement for E3, show packed with games. Excuse me. The exact form of these two is still being worked on as we speak. It'll be live streamed video content though. There will be tons of new games by Xbox first party, big guns, medium games, a few smaller ones. Their new games are sharing a lot of tech built for Unreal Engine 4, from water to PBR, GI, procedural systems with optimized blah, 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 blah. Fable is one of these showcase games, a fantasy monster. I haven't seen it personally, but I got told it looks beautiful. They tried to build the whole fantasy world with handcrafted photogrammetry, yet the whole world will throw in a mix of procedural, I don't know, generation for bigger scale, complete RPG system, players focus on blah blah blah. Big exclusive new IP coming from a Japanese studio. Halo Infinite, Obsidian, FM gets a complete reboot. Is that Football Manager? Internal retooling of Forza Tech happened during the last few years already. Engine in next gen, further reboots coming. See, that doesn't tell me anything. I mean, when was this posted? April 13th. Maybe actually. Context is key. So that for now doesn't tell me anything. There will be Microsoft events in the key window when events happen. Everyone has always said May, June, July. Those are the months. You've got E3 month and a month before and a month after. That's what everyone said. So that doesn't surprise me. And then the games that they're talking about, Fable has been talked about for a while. Halo we know is coming anyway, and then there will be big games and medium games and small games. It's just kind of like, great, wow. And also tomorrow the day will end in Y. Correct. Yeah. So
I think if they'd have labelled a few other games barring a Fable one, because Fable seems to be the go-to game at the moment. It seems like forever since we've had since Fable 3 came out. So yeah, if they'd have just named a few other games, saying games are coming. Okay, what games? Because then we know if it's genuine or not.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be. This person could have some knowledge. But from Anonymous on 4chan, I mean, obviously this has been reposted on NeoGAF with the context of hate to see it, but a 4chan post kind of lands up some of the stuff I'm hearing, which it's easy to get swept up in it. But yeah, I mean, Obsidian. Did you say OMG Obsidian? I'm sure someone else has rumoured Obsidian stuff as well. And talking about Forza, there's gonna be a Forza game. Forza's it's Xbox, obviously. It doesn't seem to be anything really there. Saying Fable is no, not that. There will be tons of new games by Xbox first party. If this person knows, then why doesn't this person mention any first party games other than the one that one or two
we're expecting?
Yeah. So I mean, it could be, but it's like going to a fortune teller that finds out from looking at your clothing or your ID or whatever they get your date of birth, whatever bits of information they use to try and tweak things around you. And fortune tellers often read you. They don't tell you the fortune. They tell you what they can read about you, and it's almost the same sort of thing there. They know what people want to hear, so they're recycling and changing the way it's said and giving you the information that you've already heard. So, oh my god, it's confirmed. So yeah, take it with a pinch. Take it with a pinch. Asim says, super excited for both consoles. Love this time when new systems are coming. Exciting. Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah, I just want the other one to be announced. I want to see the PS5, and I want to know what we're coming, what we're looking at game wise. Because even when Xbox came out with a TV conference where they arguably lost their foothold from that point, it was still a big, intense fight following that, and that's where it feels like more of a battle. The video game companies are always the first to stand out and go, "We are all in this together. We are gamers. We share the passion of play," and things like that. Those little like key little bits, sound bites and snippets that sound wonderful and everyone's majestic and stuff, but then they go off stage and go, what the fuck have PlayStation said? How can we piss on their chips and stuff like that? And that's it. It's the quiet boardroom battles that turn into these big like, oh, our announcement's huge and our announcement's better, and it just gets like, because they're trying to outcompete us as consumers in the middle. That competition is amazing for development, but also being a consumer. If you have two companies competing for your attention and your money and anything else, you are the one that wins. One of those companies will win as well because they will get you, but you are ultimately the one that wins because you get the more bang for your buck, the more bang for your minute kind of thing. So yeah, it's super exciting once they're above now. It's just so frustrating that we're so close, but yet we still don't have the PS5. I thought we agreed last week that opinions are no longer called opinions; they are called facts. Oh yeah, true, facts. Sorry, facts. I know PS5 will announce JRPGs, which is my genre, but Halo would literally I would literally spend a shit ton for. All the money. No, Halo is unreal. Replaying Fable on Game Pass at the moment. Such an amazing RPG, even to today's standards. I want a new Knights of the Old Republic though. Yeah, I'll take that. Fable is happening, being developed by Playground Games. Exactly. That's it. Talking about something that's been announced or leaked. Did it get officially announced, or was it just a I don't know.
I think we covered a leak a couple of months ago.
So Ferner says the new Forza was disappointment compared to Gran Turismo. Yeah, but it had the Eliminator. First racing games have battle royale, yo. Yeah, very vague leaker post. Got nothing on Tassim Anvia. Absolutely, I genuinely had to check. Yeah. I had to check to see if this was a Tassim Anvia post, because I read it at first. I thought this is looking, and then I thought actually no, it's not saying anything. Tassim Anvia would have absolutely nailed that. It'd have been like Abe's Exodus 3 or whatever like that. Yeah, Tassim Anvia don't take no shit. Ferropez Motorsport 7. I wonder if Microsoft will have second-party games lined up for Xbox. What do you mean? I'm struggling. Do you have any particular ones in mind, or what we're saying? Crackdown dev should work on a new IP that Xbox exclusive. Yeah, no, I mean, do you have any specifics though, like in terms of? Obviously, Sony has quite a few, well, first/second party things. But would you have anything particular that you're looking for, or in terms of, are you talking brand new IPs? Anyway, Crackdown dev should work on a new IP that Xbox exclusive has run its course. Yeah, it's not like Alien vs Predator. Whoever wins, we don't lose. Exactly. AVP old school, brand new IPs. See, I'd like some new IPs. It's difficult though. Bring me something new and successful. Okay. Jet Set Radio. I've never played Jet Set Radio. Scalebound Revive. I've never played Scalebound either. So. Straight over my head. Although I know there is a passionate community for Jet Set Radio. It's not the next bit of news that I was bringing up, but I'll bring it on screen anyway. A little bit of information for those that miss McDonald's. These things, yeah, right at the top corner. I clicked on it. No, I've killed it. Aldi's frozen breakfast pork patties. If you want a sausage and egg McMuffin, I had this on screen because I was responding to someone on Twitter. If you want a sausage and egg McMuffin, get those bad boys in your life, like £1.50 or something like that for 6. Get yourself 6 sausage and egg McMuffins. They're not bad. They're not bad. Anyway, sticking with the Xbox announcement a little bit. We've spoke about it yesterday. We said expect more today. And yeah, there we go. As Ubisoft premieres Assassin's Creed Valhalla video cross-gen release confirmed. Viking-themed title set for release holiday 2020. So obviously we did cover this yesterday, but this is the update. We covered the first announcement, and then there was the trailer at 4 p.m. UK time that went out yesterday. This article, though, is written by Andy Robinson for VGC. That's the one I meant to say. Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be released during the 2020 holiday season for Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, PS4, Stadia, and for PC through the Epic's Game Store and Ubisoft Store. They don't mess about, do they, Ubisoft? They know how to put a game out, don't they? I mean, if you've got 15 studios working on it, then I suppose it's easy to do.
Yeah.
The title will also be available on Uplay, Ubisoft subscription service, the company announced on Thursday. Developed by the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Origins team at Ubisoft Montreal, plus 14 support studios, Valhalla features protagonist Ivor, a Viking raider and clan leader. Players will be able to choose to play as either a male or female Ivor, and will have access to customization tools, including the ability to customize hair, tattoos, war paint, and gear. Driven from Norway by endless wars and dwindling resources in the 9th century AD, players will lead Ivor's clan of Norsemen across the North Sea to England. As the Vikings begin to settle in their new home, they encounter resistance.
Ice cream.
Hey, ads, thanks for the host very much, dude. As the Vikings begin to settle in their new home, they encounter resistance from the Saxons, including King Aelfred of Wessex, who denounces them as heathens and looks to be the sole ruler of a civilized England. Ubisoft says the game will feature a dynamic open world set against the backdrop of England's Dark Ages. Players will experience new features, including raids and growing their settlement. They'll be able to construct and upgrade buildings that allow for customization, including barracks, blacksmith, and a tattoo parlor. They'll also be able to participate in Viking activities such as fishing, hunting, drinking games, yay, and more, says Ubisoft. Why have we never had drinking games in a Ubisoft game? Yeah. Valhalla will build on the RPG mechanics introduced in Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, with players' political alliances, combat decisions, and dialogue choices influencing the game world. The game also features a revamped combat system that includes the ability to dual-wield weapons against a greater variety of enemies. According to Ubisoft, players can lead raids to select locations using their longship to earn resources. We can't wait for players to experience the incredible Viking journey ahead of them, said Ashraf Ismail, creative director of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Being in Ivor's boots as both a Viking raider and a clan leader, players will face the conflicts of establishing a new home while in the midst of a power struggle for control of England. Valhalla was unveiled in an 8-hour live stream, during which artwork by Australian digital artist called Boss Logic Abdo slowly revealed a Viking setting and a bearded protagonist. But that's enough about Bib. Hey.
I watched this trailer yesterday, and my God, we spoke yesterday morning about Assassin's Creed and me not really giving two shits about it. I played it for the first two. Oh my God! If there was a trailer that wanted to get my attention, holy shit! This is the one, boys. This is the one. It looks incredible.
It does. It looks ridiculously good. I'm gonna give up on my long standing. I've not played the previous one, so I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna start. I've still got Black Flag down there. I've got Odyssey and Origins. I've not played any of them, says KK. Well, I mean, I've mentioned it a few times. I started the first one, and the first one is notorious in terms of when you get towards the end of it, or you've played quite a while of it. It gets a bit monotonous. You basically run around the rooftop, take someone's purse, walk away in the crowd and not get attention. And it was just kind of, it's the same stuff. Oh, jump off something and land in something. It was all amazing. But when you've done it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, you're just like, oh my God. So I'd got about 90% into it on my Xbox, funnily enough, red ringed and died, so I didn't finish it. So yeah, because I didn't finish 1, I didn't want to play 2, and then I didn't get to play 3 or Black Flag or any of the other ones. So I have them all mounting up. But yeah, I've no interest. Is the trailer worth a watch? Absolutely.
Yeah, I have had KK. I've had absolutely no interest in Assassin's Creed since ever. Really, I played the first 2 because I got told to, and I didn't even get anywhere close to completing either of those. However, this trailer, oh my God, 2 words, fuck me. Like, it's unbelievable how good this trailer looks. And this, if there was ever a trailer to get me interested in Assassin's Creed, I think this would be it. I don't know whether or not it's because of the Viking thing. I don't know, but the whole trailer, how it looks, the music, obviously, music scores in any film, any kind of media that we take in, is crucial to how you're meant to feel about something, and this absolutely nails it. I'm like, I think I watched it 3 times because I was that buzzing about it. I was like, this is where we go, boys. Like, it's got my interest now, and I'll probably look forward to seeing more about it. And I've never had that feeling towards an Assassin's Creed game before in my life.
It was a really good trailer. For those of you wondering why it got Bibby's interest, Bibby is an actual Viking. He travels to work in a longboat, by the way, just saying. No,
Down the M6, yeah, no worries.
In a bit, boys! As he's rowing his way down. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, the trailer was really good. Not only did it look amazing, at some points, because I was watching it on my phone, and I didn't watch it until about 8 o'clock-ish last night, so it was a bit dark, and I'm watching it on a phone screen, got the lamps on in the living room, so there's a bit of glare on the screen, and I'm kind of like looking, like, tilting the phone to see, is this real? Am I looking at a live-action trailer, or is this, obviously, a CGI? And it was CGI, but, I mean, at some points you can clearly see it, but really early on I'm thinking, oh, what? And there's bits where they stood on the longboats, and I'm thinking, is that a real face? It's obviously going to be mocapped and stuff, but is it real, or has it been digitally textured and stuff? But, yeah, looked phenomenal. The story element of the trailer as well. When I first saw it load up, I thought, 4 minutes, oh, here we go. We're going to have some... One thing that Ubisoft can do is nail a trailer, but one thing that Ubisoft can also do is absolutely annihilate a trailer in terms of just make it a bit heavy, a bit too much, and a bit too arty. And I'm thinking, we're going to have lots of like Norse Viking, like as we build into it. No, absolutely not. It was just like pow. Then you got like the king dude, which I'm assuming is this guy that they mentioned in the article, who looked a bit like Lord Farquhar from Shrek. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Like setting the scene as that they're all ruffians, and the trailer's showing that actually they're real life people and they're having fun and games with the kids, and they're all so he's saying the bad, they're saying the good, and you get the kind of like where the story's going to go with it. So I thought, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, but it has most certainly got my interest, so I look forward to seeing more of it now. Again, I don't know whether or not it's because it's the Viking theme or the trailer was just that good. I don't know. I'll wait to see more, I imagine. But again, Ubisoft, for me, are one of my favourite studios, but Assassin's Creed aside. So they're hitting me on every note at the moment. I look forward to seeing more. That's all I can say about it, because we've only seen a 4-minute trailer at the moment and a bit of artwork. Let's wait to see more.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, after 3 of the Assassin's Creed games, I'm kind of standalone now. You can jump into the new ones without needing to know too much about the oldest. Oh, nice. Okay, well, that makes it easier then. Cake says, I prefer to play with friends in multiplayer games for the social aspect. See, I agree with that. I'm that mainly, but when I do play through good single-player games, I usually play through them with my missus as kind of like a spectator. So when we played through Resident Evil 2, Danielle was sat next to me. I played through all of the Uncharted series, Danielle sat next to me. I played through The Last of Us, Danielle sat next to me. Jedi Fallen Order, and then so on and so on. So if I did it with that, then she'd be sat there. It's kind of like a co-op movie, I suppose, in that way. So the thing I do, though, because of my... I don't always have the time to commit to playing through a full story of a game, and if a game's like 40 hours, then that's quite a big commitment for me. So I usually then just put it on super easy, or not super easy, easy-ish, so that I can have... So it's not just like... If you put it on super easy, it usually breaks the AI, so anyone shooting it is like a Star Wars stormtrooper. Miss. So I usually want it to be difficult enough to challenge you, but easy enough for you to get through it without having the replay, because I want to get through it in 40 hours, not 60 hours. So there's that kind of it too. But that means that I get more time to stop and enjoy the environments. Usually, it's not like a pressure to fly through it, which when you're playing games like this will be a useful thing to have. Looking forward to the gameplay trailer reveal at the Xbox Series X event. Absolutely, yeah, 100%. Keiki says, we'll pop it on the 65-inch 4K when I get home. Do it. It's going to look good.
Yeah.
Ferno says, battering through this new Obsidian camo on COD. Worked out the total kills you need to unlock it. 2,250.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, I would definitely be grinding.
I mean, it looks class. I would like it, but yeah, it's not for me. I don't mind things that require you to stick to the usual grind. I want to play the game and do what I usually do, but I don't want to have to change the way I play to get something, because that instantly takes away from the meaning of the game for me then. If you have to change the way you play to do missions, that's why Fortnite's are the best Battle Royale missions, because you change your game a little bit, but it'll be like, land in this place. And it's like, okay, well, I don't have to do anything. Whereas PUBG will be land in this place, find an MP5, and get a headshot on someone from over 200 meters away. And it's like, well, it's I have to, not only do I have to land and find the weapon, which is RNG, but then I have to find someone else that's over 200 meters away, which is RNG, and then I have to hit a 200 meters shot, which is skill mixed with RNG. So so yeah, it's not for me. That's too much of a grind for me. Gatekeeper TV says it's because it betrays the story of your ancestors, Bibs.
Absolutely. That's where Lord Bibington comes in.
Lord Farquhar. I thought the same thing about the trailer. Is this real? Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculously good. Ferno Pez, 15 kills a game for 150 games. It's not too bad, because if you get 30 kills, it counts as 2 games. Still long though. Well, I don't think I've ever. I think I've got 30. I might not have ever got 30 kills, and if I have, I've got it once when I've got to like 25 and called in or whatever at the end. But yeah, I thought the cloaked guy in the trailer could be. How do you pronounce that? Is it Ezio? Even though he calls him Odin. My listeners would slap me silly if I mentioned that. What, watching a game?
Yeah.
So basically, you become as accurate as a stormtrooper. Yeah, exactly. To be fair, the Obsidian camo, you'll eventually unlock it from just playing, as it's just kills. Okay. See, it's the fact that there's the milestone, the 15 in a match. Yeah, you only get progress every time you get 15 in a match. That's the one that does it for me. If you're playing multiplayer, which obviously I'm assuming you are, then it's not too bad, because more often than not you're going to get 15 kills if you're playing an attack class. If you're playing sniper minded, then maybe not, unless you're a no scope ledge like Bibbies. But yeah, if you're playing Warzone, where I'd think, okay, well I want to kind of tick that off in Warzone, then yeah, that's never going to happen. 15 kills 150 times in a BR. Damn. Excuse me. Anyway, Xbox Series X event confirmed for May the 7th, and it will include Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which has a really, really, really sexy trailer, so make sure you jump involved and get involved in there. But for now, we'll jump on to our next article, to a different to a different console provider, and a lack of an event in this case. So there's going to be no Nintendo Direct in June or until late summer, claims a report. This is by GameCentral for Metro, and the article says Nintendo will not be hosting an online event this summer, claim insiders, as Japanese developers struggle with working from home. E3 2020 may have been cancelled, but it was always assumed that the traditional E3 Nintendo Direct would still go ahead on the 9th of June, but apparently not. There's been no official announcement from Nintendo, but that's kind of the point, since there hasn't been a proper Nintendo Direct. That isn't just about one specific topic since September of last year. According to website VentureBeat, a Nintendo Direct was planned for June, but has had to be cancelled because of the coronavirus, with Japan's work from home order proving too much of a disruption. As the article points out, many Japanese homes don't have a PC or even Wi-Fi, and the country's business culture revolves strongly around face-to-face meetings, an issue that will currently be affecting all Japanese companies, including Sony. Apparently, the Direct was to have highlighted the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros., which is widely rumoured to involve a number of remakes of classic 3D Super Mario titles. What else might have been unveiled is currently a mystery, as is why Nintendo were being so secretive in the first place. But apparently, a new Nintendo Direct may not happen again until late summer, almost a year since the last one. That is an extraordinary long time to go without any new information on new games, with the news blackout having started long before the coronavirus pandemic. At the moment, the only first-party Nintendo games with firm release dates are Wii Remake Xenoblade Chronicles, Board Game Compilation 51 Worldwide Games, and indie title Good Job. That means Animal Crossing New Horizons is still the one and only big game for Nintendo this year, with no indication of any new titles for Christmas or next year. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a very weird year for Nintendo, because I thought that they would have planned some massive games to be coming out this year to try and stay relevant. Such a shit way of putting it. To keep the momentum going, shall we say, with the fact that the new home consoles are coming out this year. I'm very surprised that they haven't put anything out barring Animal Crossing this year. They've got to have other stuff in the pipeline. They have to.
Yeah, it just feels like it's like you can let consoles go. The fact that there's no consoles or the supply chain for consoles is low. Okay, that's fine. There's a lot of different hands in the supply chain there. So if Birdbot, which is something we covered last week, is allowing people to snipe sales of Switch consoles to inflate the market prices and resell for extortionate profits, then you can kind of see that, and you can kind of forgive that from Nintendo's standpoint. I don't forgive it from anyone's standpoint because it's shit. I mean, but I can forgive Nintendo. I can't forgive the resellers. But having no more content, that just seems like they've dropped the ball. It almost seems like shit. Fucking hell, the Switch has absolutely smashed it. Do we have any more stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Well, in one of the paragraphs, it says, as the article points out, many Japanese homes don't have a PC or even a Wi-Fi, and the country's business culture revolving strong around face-to-face meetings. I can take that on board. However, even before the coronavirus pandemic even started to become a thing, they had Animal Crossing this year. They didn't have any. We didn't have any idea of what else they had up their sleeve. So even if they did, the chances are they probably aren't going to be announcing it now because the manufacturing and the development time and whatever else may go into getting these games out depend on what game it is and how far down the line there was in getting this game to us in the first place. We had no idea what they were going to be. Whether or not that's hindered their plans, I don't know. But as it stands, even before all this outbreak took place, we had no idea what they was working on, and that is very strange for Nintendo to not give us an idea of what they're working on because they love to ride that hype train for as long as they can with whatever game it is. So I'm in two minds about this. Obviously, with whatever's going on around the world at the moment is a horrible thing, and the way that they are currently set up shows that they aren't going to be efficient in delivering whatever it is. But on the other hand, they didn't tell us or they haven't given us an indication of what it is that they're going to be bringing out anyway. So what the situation that they're in is a lose-lose on their side. But I thought they honestly, knowing full well that they knew that other consoles were coming out this year, they would have put a plan in place to bring out 2 or 3 massive games or massive IPs. Maybe either create a new one. I don't know, but it's a weird situation for them to be in.
I mean, let's say they have the plans for those games, 2, 3 more titles, even if they were in motion, as Asim says. Ha ha ha! Sorry, I'm laughing because I know exactly why working from home then is tough. Cough experience, cough. Majority of Japanese companies aren't built for a working from home structure, also have archaic systems and infrastructures relating to it. So let's say they did have 2 or 3 games that they were planning to maybe announce and then release towards the end of the year or even early into next year, but start the hype train now. Are they going to be able to do that with the working from home thing? I think this article kind of nails it, and Asim saying it's a company that is very much based on. They said face to face there, and I used the word. I don't know if you ever used it yesterday or today. Presenteeism. That's something that I see used in terms of Japanese business culture. Presenteeism. In terms of presenteeism, it's about being there. Just for the sake of being there. I'm here, and that's honourable. Being in early and leaving late, before and after the big guns have come in. Basically, you have to get there before and after, and leave after someone that's more important than you. So if you're on the bottom rung, you come in early, and then the next one's coming, and the next one's coming until the big boss comes in, and then you all stay there until the big boss leaves, and then you can all start filtering out. Then that's the gist of it. Obviously, it's very, very generalising, but that, like I say, is based on a system of honour, a system of tradition, and that face-to-face element is a big part of Japanese culture. So having that being the foundation of not just business but your society in terms of everything, it is face-to-face and honourable, and we will do this almost like the Hollywood will do it face-to-face like men, that sort of way. Take all of that face-to-face availability away for us. We just jump on. Oh well, I'll just jump on my streaming PC and we can have meetings from home. Use Discord. Jobs going boom. But if you're spending all your time in the office and everything is done face to face and you've got no need for the use of a PC and things like that, then yeah, it suddenly grinds to a halt and you think, okay, well, let's say they did have 3 games more coming. they haven't said they have. This is just what we're talking about, by the way, if you've just tuned in. Let's say they had 3 games. They're not going to be able to deliver on those now because they don't have a setup for it, which just blows your mind that a company that provides the world with the ability to play games and take technology anywhere, i.e. the Switch, doesn't have technology that they could take anywhere. It's bizarre. As David says in the chat, with all the tech Japan puts out, you would have expect them to be in the leaders in telecommunicating. Or telecommuting, yeah, exactly. But this business needs, and then this social request. The business needs them to provide all the technology, but socially they don't need it, and that's kind of the difference. That's the socio-economic differences there. Remaster 1, Remaster 2, Remaster 3. Is that the 3 titles that they're going to be releasing? Breath of the Wild 2 will be a holiday release. Maybe not if this goes by anything. I mean, if they're supposed to have a June Nintendo Direct, then maybe Breath of the Wild gets announced in that. The fact that they don't have a June Nintendo Direct makes me think, okay, are they gonna just throw out Breath of the Wild announcements a couple of months before? Because Breath of the Wild usually would get some sort of big announcement at E3, and then we'll get some sort of like hands-on sessions, and then there'll be content bits that's teased out for 6 months ish, and then you get it at Christmas. But if they're not going in June, then maybe not. But anyway, let's move on. One final bit of content to jump on in today's show, and it's kind of a curveball. Didn't expect to see this in the news today, but there we go. Written by Cian Maher for VG247. PEGI rates GTA and GTA 2 for PS3. In a somewhat unexpected move, PEGI recently re-rated Grand Theft Auto and Grand Theft Auto 2, complete with a Grand Theft Auto PS3 2020 release date. What? Listing for both entries in Rockstar's illustrious Grand Theft Auto series can be found on the official PEGI information page for GTA. 2D top-down view free roam action game reads the description for the inaugural Grand Theft Auto, which is apparently set for an April 30th PS3 release date. Gameplay is based around being a criminal, includes stealing cars, shooting other gangsters, shooting pedestrians, driving over people, and fighting off the... You can view both of the new... the fact that there's new and old next to each other threw my mind then. You can view both of the new old Grand Theft Auto ratings in the screenshots below. As you can see, the original GTA is only rated as 16, whereas the second installment has earned the series' notorious 18 stamp. These are the first GTA titles to be rated by PEGI since the Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories was rated for mobile in December 2015. At the moment, it's still unclear as to why PEGI has opted to re-rate the first 2 GTA games, published in 1997 and 1999 respectively, for the PS3 in 2020, especially so when you consider that the PS3 originally released in 2006, and almost a decade after the original GTA game was globally discontinued between 2015 and 2017. Speculation suggests that this could indicate a range of PS1 classics being made available via PS Now, which is supported by the fact that PS3 games can be made compatible with PS4 hardware via the service. Still, it's definitely a move from left field, and most attempts to rationalise it are, at least currently, incredibly stretched and completely speculative. Maybe they'll do a PS3 Mini, or maybe somebody's going to get in loads of trouble for posting a massive typo on the official PEGI page. Lol. Apparently, the next GTA is currently in development. Also, you should check out our autobiographical blah blah blah, link in the chat there. Don't need to go through that stuff. But GTA 2.
I'm genuinely lost for words. When I was reading this morning, when I was finding the articles, I was just like, what? Like, why? It's like, why? There's no reason for them to get re-rated, but is it going to be part of, like, I think, was it the PS2? No, yeah, it was a PS2 where you could get, like, a collector's edition with San Andreas, Vice City, Liberty City Stories, and Vice City Stories. Or the PS4, you can get the trilogy as well, can't you? You can get all of those on the PS4. So, are we just going to see, like, I don't know, a full collector's edition for like 300 quid with original copies of the game, and they just needed to be re-rated so they could put it on the front of the new artwork? I don't know. It's so weird, but it'd be interesting to find out why. I mean, we may never find out why. It could just be they've just done it for no reason. I don't know.
I think the hint in there, I say hint, the rumor, the guess is probably the best word, that they are being remastered for PS Now is probably, I'd probably be leaning towards that one. Let me just update the discussing now. Is that going to fit? It might be too long, which is what she said. Oh no. Okay, let's get rid of the ellipsis. There we go. PEGI rates GTA and GTA 2 for PS3. Pow. Yeah, I think adding them to PS Now so that people can play them on PS4. Yeah, that's probably more likely than for me. But yeah, it just seems bizarre. It almost like when you read the article, PEGI's just rated GTA and GTA 2. It's almost like someone's had an email inbox that's just been full of stuff, and they've had a few weeks off work. They've come back, and it's started to get mounting up, and things just keep mounting up, and they've just been firing away, chipping away from the top rather than taking it away from the bottom. And Janet from the PEGI rating system got this email back in 1999 or whatever, and she's only just clicked send on it now. It's like, put that in the system. Pow! It just seems so bizarre without any information around it to have them re-rated. But I mean, this is where I wish I knew how PEGI works in that. I know that PEGI does re-rate games if games are being remastered or re-released for different formats. But I don't know whether PEGI does that on their own. I don't know why they would, if that is something they do. Would they rate it for the PS3? Like release date 30th of the 4th, 2020. So as of yesterday, that game is now released on the PS3. I don't get why they would do that on their own. If they just went and updated ratings, fair enough. But why add it to the PS3 when it was a PS1 game? It just seems bizarre. So yeah.
I'm literally lost for words. Like I don't understand why. It could have been anything, but Christ knows. I suppose we'll find out.
Yeah, no doubt. David says, I know people say some legislation is slow, but that's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. On that bombshell, let's leave things there then. So if you see any GTA coming in the next few months, if you see GTA 1 or 2, maybe it's on PS Now, maybe it's through a different avenue. If you see that coming then well, you heard it here first. Well, you didn't. You heard it on VG247 first, but we recycled it here first. There you go. So the other bits of news we covered today: Xbox confirms the Series X reveal event for May the 7th. Expect to see hands-on with Cyberpunk, most likely. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, definitely, and maybe a few other things. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for those of you that didn't see, a trailer went live last night, confirmed as cross-gen. Amazon have also leaked that it's potentially in Xbox Smart Delivery System as well, so you get the free upgrade for the next generation if you buy it on this one. There will be no Nintendo Direct in June or until late summer, according to reports. Obviously only rumours, but that could mean no first-party Nintendo games for a long, long while. Although, I mean, don't worry about first-party Nintendo games because you can play GTA 1 and 2 on the PS3. Why not? Obviously. But that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in to the show. For everyone that was here early, including True Red, who was chatting to us about PES early on, and everyone throughout the stream. Very much appreciate everyone. Obviously, if you want to see more of this content, then feel free to hit the follow button. That will make you aware every time we go live. Obviously, hitting the follow button gives you notifications when we go live. That's the best way to keep up with our content. We usually go live at 10 a.m. ish each and every single weekday. And then we have additional bits of content around that. Bibby does evening streams. We play some Valorant as well in that. Maybe some PES stuff. And we have Dropbox shouting in my ear. Get away, Dropbox. Get out of here. But yes, following us will get you the notifications that you need. So do that whatever you want. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously, feel free to hit like on the button. And if you are watching on YouTube, then you know what? Make sure you hit the sub button as well, because that's another way for yourself to get notified on YouTube. But that's kind of it. Anything you want to add before we disappear, Bib?
Yes, as usual, if you do see any video game news knocking around the social platform of your choice, then do feel free to add your thoughts and impressions by tagging at We've Got Rubinho, at Graham_Day, and obviously at Ice Cream Uploads. We'll take your thoughts and impressions on the matter. We'll add our thoughts and impressions on the matter the very next day, the very next stream, which is now Monday, I imagine, Mr. Graham Day.
Yeah. Ish. We are going to be sticking around. For those of you that want to play some games, that is still the case, right?
That is still the case. Yeah. And I'm gonna go get a brew beforehand.
Yeah. So we will drop off the stream now, but we will be back for those of you in the stream as we're going to play some Valorant, most likely, I think. If not...
Yes, it does have a 2 GB download if you haven't already done it.
Oh no. Okay, well, we will drop off. I'll start the download. I'll also get a brew then. And we'll be back in probably 10-15 minutes or so to play through some Valorant. So if you are listening just for the podcast or watching the YouTube video, have yourselves a very, very lovely day. If you're coming back, we will see you very shortly. But whether you're coming, whether you're going, whatever, make sure you... What they got to do, babe?
Have a good weekend, and most importantly, stay frosty!